Hey, what's up YouTube? Sky Badger here, and we are back at the end of day 4. Oh wait, is it actually ticked over to day 5? It's ticked over to day 5. Let's refresh the page. Okay, let's refresh the page because it has just ticked over to day 5. So, well, I mean, with that little bit of prep I did, it's now pretty much useless. Anyway, let's see what's happening. Looks like we just got infantry level 2. That's perfect. That's going to help us out. Especially down here, infantry level 2 is going to go a long way in helping us fight that fight. So let's see if we can kick that off right now. Are we close enough to force the battle to start? Yep, we are. 12 minutes out. Okay, should have done about 50% damage. Yeah, good enough. So we've got infantry level 2, which is a massive advantage to us, especially while we are fighting these AIs, because they generally, by this point in the game, haven't upgraded it yet. So we can pretty much basically now attack them with the same damage they'll be defending with. So in a 1v1, it's 50-50 who wins. Actually, they win because they're on core territory. So in a 50-50, in a 1v1, they'll pretty much win. But anyway, in a battle like this, it just evens the odd. At the same time, so I'm playing, so armored units have a little bit of a buff there, which is awesome to see. So let's check the newspaper. So on day 5, if we scroll down, we can see, oh, we're falling back a bit. We are in 18th place. That's not great. That's not too good at all. However, we are on the verge of attacking Upper Volta and Nigeria, so that will boost us up. Now, 72 isn't too bad, to be honest. Although I'd definitely like to be in the top 10. I'm not sure if we made the wealthiest nations. I can't imagine we did. So this is a list of people that are not using their money too well. Is there anyone on there I know? No. Good. All the people I know are not on that list. So this is a list of who is not using their resources correctly. If we move on, if we have a look in here, is there anything concerning myself? I was being spied on yesterday, so it'll be interesting to... No, I didn't catch the spies. God damn it. And that's been suppressed. That's perfect. Okay, let's check this though. Nope. Someone spied on me yesterday, and they shared the intel with one of my allies, so I know I'm being spied on. I just got to try to catch the spies, which is the hard part, because intelligent spies... I have to click on someone else. Intelligent spies, they are pretty hard to catch. They're a lot harder to catch than economic and military saboteurs. Economic saboteurs are pretty easy. Military saboteurs are kind of the medium, and intelligence are really hard to catch, especially if you know where you're placing them. So with only 3 counter-espionage spies on the go, I'm going to have a hard time finding them. But if he slips up, I'll know who it is pretty quickly. So with that rebelled and back up to there, we can drag that unit down to there, and it can go down there to regroup. I can also now start construction of another submarine. So let's get another submarine on construction, under construction. So at the moment, we're just getting ready to attack Nigeria and Upper Volta. At the same time, we are finishing off Rio de Oro. I mean, I say finishing off. We've only taken one of his provinces so far, so we've still got a lot of work to go there. We are working on Rio de Oro, and I suspect this will take about a day. As we can see, this province down here is empty, so I've really got to only go to the capital and then cut down the coast, really, and then down to here, and it's all done. And I think I can do that within a day, and then I can send my troops back through MA's territory all the way to my border down here, and then they'll be ready for the next phase. So if we have a look at the composition of our army and do a few very quick clickies, I think that's everything. Is it the artillery as well? Yeah, so that's more or less what we've got at the moment. We still have a lot of work to do. However, that's not necessarily a weak force. It's actually quite substantial. So still, I am missing the submarine, the lone submarine, and the interceptor. Where did my interceptor go? There's the interceptor. Okay, so that's everything we've got at the moment. So what we're working on at the moment is we're continuing to build artillery. If we have a look in our province tab, you can see that we are building 2 artillery pieces. I want to get up to 16 artillery pieces. I'm building another anti-tank gun. I want to get up to about 8 of those. I'm building more light tanks. I want 10 of those. I'm building submarines. I don't have a set number. Submarines are one of those units that, you know, I need for sub wars, that sort of thing, and for scouting at the moment. So I'm going to pump them out of these 2 bases pretty much as fast as I can. And I'm also starting to produce interceptors. I like to get to 10 pretty soon. In terms of what we're building, we can see that we're not building all that much. We're spending a lot of goods on making sure the industrial centers, especially in our goods producing provinces, are upgrading. We need goods. As you can see, we've got plenty of iron, we've got plenty of oil, we got plenty of rear, but we can't do much with it. So that's, stalling everything from our research to our building. So if we actually click on that again, you see that I am also building some air bases. There's no point having interceptors if you can't move them around. So I'm building 2 air bases which will connect Algiers to this city down here. Is that how you pronounce it? Algiers? Algiers? I don't know. Anyway, building one here. The bonus to building it there is then I'll be able to produce interceptors here, and the other one is going up over here. Now I had planned to build a few more to connect it down to my front down here. However, at this point, it's still really expensive. It takes about an hour and a half worth of my daily production of goods to afford 1 airbase. So it's not a cheap endeavor. So that's pretty much what we're building. There's not much more to add. The oil we mentioned last week, that's going to be done soon. I'm going to have to upgrade those to level 3 pretty soon. That will be expensive. So basically, what's of note? Matt struck a deal with Egypt, and Egypt accepted the deal initially, but then has decided that he's just going to go to war. So basically, they're back at it again fighting. Matt, after sending all of his troops down here to prepare for Nigeria, is now sending them back to finish off the job. Now, to be honest, this is probably actually a better deal for us. It means that because Egypt has gone and done this, we don't need to be nice and provide him with safe haven for his troops, a food province, and another province like we offered. It means we can just completely take him out now. So it is a little bit annoying that, it is slowing us down. However, it will be good to get him out of the way, and then it's one less problem. Rog was going to go in, flank, and help out. However, Rog has decided that what he's going to do is he's got shared maps with Egypt, so he's just going to exploit that and feed that intelligence to Matt, so Matt can win the battle even quicker. Egypt's not quite done yet, though. Egypt still has quite a lot of troops. However, he is definitely outmatched by Matt. Although Matt doesn't have any armor, he is equipped with anti-tank guns and also has plenty of infantry, which is also upgraded to level 2, which is going to go a long way. One blunder Matt has made is his troops. Oh, they're not attacking. There we go. That's perfect. That's good. He accidentally had attacked the enemy troops in here. However, it does appear as though they're no longer attacking, which is good. He also has a large amount of artillery, which is a massive advantage for him. Once the stack here of 5 gets involved, it's really not going to go well for Egypt. There's not much Egypt can do to counter that, considering he has no artillery of his own. So he'll just get pushed back once he gets involved. So it was a good last push from Egypt, and probably the right thing to do, to be honest, because, being reduced to 1 food province and 1 other province is pretty much game over. You can't really come back from that. So as much as it is annoying for my team, probably did the right thing. There's not really too much more to say. Ethiopia is still having fun with South Sudan. So Ethiopia was annoyed with South Sudan because South Sudan didn't help him attack our ally Rog. So what happened here was, because Ethiopia was clearly going to lose the fight, he came to peace with North Sudan, Rog, so he could then take his anger out on South Sudan, who did not help him. And it appears as though he's done a good job there. Ethiopia appears to have pretty much killed little South Sudan. So yeah, in a weird twist of events, South Sudan, actually, I said it from the start, South Sudan would have been better off allying with Ethiopia and attacking Rog for his own interests. It wouldn't have been good for us, however, for him, it would have been a good move. Not much more to say down there. Iraq's made some good progress. He's finally been able to push through and get his artillery back to the front. He made a couple of blunders that meant some of his artillery was exposed and got taken out by Turkish infantry. However, because Turkey was flanked by Greece, who's now come up from behind, it has left Turkey in a very weak position. So Turkey is pretty much on the way out. At the same time, Central Russia has attacked Iraq, and it's not going too well. Now, to me, it looks like this is one of these attacks where the player just sets up a long path of add target marches sort of thing, and they've just ran into the stack of 9 troops. Because it's got a tank, 8 infantry, it's a pretty formidable group. These armored cars, although he's got quite a few of them, they're good against infantry. However, against that one tank, they're actually pretty horrible, and because they also have to attack the tank, they're not going to be doing nearly their full potential to the infantry. So, you know, bad move by Central Russia. He would have been better off flanking down here than trying to cut back there. He's not to know that, though. Elsewhere in the world, what's happening up here? What's Sweden up to? Sweden is still helping Finland fight back against this player who I can't pronounce that. And they're making some good progress at the moment. However, they have lost a lot of troops. Due to the way Sweden tried to take out Norway and Denmark, he's lost a lot of troops. We have a look at him. We can see that he only has 13 troops. Myself, for example, I have 31. So he took a lot of damage trying to fight Denmark and Norway. However, he is slowly recovering. What's going to be his next problem is he's going to try, well, he's moving troops out to the UK. So I'm not sure what that's about. Anyway, not really too much more to say. That's day 5, I guess. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Hold on this guy, day 5 ain't over just yet. So a little bit later on day 5, Egypt got lucky and was able to make a break in Libya's defenses and successfully pushed through and get into Libya's core. Now at the moment there's only one light tank in there. Now if that light tank pushes and makes the most of its advantage, it can make it all the way into Libya's industrial core, so all the way to his cities, and that can do a lot of damage. And considering Libya's offline right now, Matt's offline, I can't let this happen. So at the moment, I'm deploying all of my troops to create a defensive line within Libya's territory. I'm unsure if at this point my troops will make it there in time. However, considering how I spread them out, even if I don't get there in time, I'll be in position to fall back and hold a lighter position. If not, I will at least be able to buy time for some units of Libya's to be finished and then come in and help. So I guess we'll see how this goes in the next episode.